Long John himself turned out to be a great seaman in his own way. He was quick and nimble and ever helpful, and the men loved him dearly. I spent much of my time by his side in the galley, helping him with the cooking, with Long John and his parrot for my only company.
"I call my parrot," he told me, "Captain Flint, after the famous pirate."
At this, the parrot would squawk out,
"Pieces of 8, pieces of 8,
and would carry on until his master covered the cage with a shred of torn sail. He then told me of its great age and the parrot's many voyages. During this time we drew close, and I thought him the best of men and a true friend. In the meantime, Captain Smollett and the squire remained distant. Everything about the captain's displeasure interfered with Mr. Trelawney's sense of adventure and joy at being aboard. The crew, on the other hand, never had an easier time of it, I imagine. There was good wind and good food for all, and even a big barrel of apples on deck at all times for any to take his pick of the sweet fruit. All of this the captain considered taking away from us, but as you will see, the apple barrel did eventually serve its purpose. If not for that barrel, we might have had no warning, and might all have been killed in a foul manner. Late one day, as the sun was going down, I chose to go and find an apple for myself out of the barrel, and, finding it nearly empty, crawled right in to get to the bottom. Once inside, I sat there with the darkness coming on and began to feel quite sleepy. Suddenly, though, I heard a muffled voice, and sensed a body leaning against the barrel that I knew to be Silver himself. After hearing only the first few words, I trembled with fear, for now I knew that the lives of the few honest men left on board depended on me alone. The fearful whispering continued.
"Flint was captain, and I was quartermaster. It was on that voyage," continued Silver, "that I lost my leg, and Pew lost his eyes. That ship was dripping with red blood, and fit to sink with all the gold we found."
I soon heard that he was spinning yarns for the youngest hand on deck, who was thrilled with his tales. I blushed to hear him use the same compliments on this lad that he had used on me. I knew then that I had been played for a fool. I was filled with rage and shame.
"We gentlemen of fortune live rough and lean, but when we get back to shore we carry hundreds of pounds, not handfuls of coins. I began just like you, but made my fortune at sea. By now my wife has sold my tavern and taken all my money. We'll meet up again one day, I'm sure. Oh, on our journeys some feared Flint and some feared Pew, but all feared Long John Silver. That was the roughest crew afloat. The devil himself would have been afraid to sail with them. I tell you I am not a boasting man, but you may be sure of yourself on old John's ship."
It was clear the lad was under his influence, and Silver continued to flatter and stroke him. Soon enough, as John continued to talk of gentlemen of fortune, I understood that he meant pirates, and that he himself was one. By and by, Israel, one of the crew, came up to talk with them.
"Look here, John and Dick," he said, "how long are we going to stand off? I've had enough of Captain Smollett, by thunder."
Then Silver turned hard on the man.
"You'll attack now, and take away the captain who can steer this ship to the treasure, all for a better berth to lay your scurvy head in. You'll wait, and you'll act only on my signal."
"And then," asked Israel, "what do we do with them?"
"My vote," said Long John, "is death. When I'm living like a king later, I don't want survivors coming back to have me hanged. Now, Dick, have yourself a sweet apple from this here barrel, courtesy of me."
With this, I froze, for I knew the game was over. I thought of running, but could find no strength. But Israel himself saved my life.